Hello, anybody, somebody, nobody, who will never see this. This is Siegfried Alexander Faust, the Whiff. Come back at you some more Warhammer 40k. This is going to be the Xenos video covering the Xenos factions. I have already just covered Chaos after doing Imperium, both Space Marine and non-Space Marine. You can check those videos out below, or I guess on the side. There's going to be, below though, there's going to be a Google Drive link for all this Battlescribe lists you might be interested in. And this is going to be covering, since there was a recent points update, and I've been meaning to get around to uploading some more content so people can check it out. If you do like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Give it a little thumbs up. Hit the little buttons and bells, all that, when the whistles, whatever the heck. All of that does make my day. More so when I get new subscribers and some likes. Those are my favorite. If I get some outreach through the comments, that's nice too. Any positive feedback or constructive feedback is always welcome. Again, these mods are going to be available on the Steam Workshop as well, free along with the Google Drive. So you can just grab them and plug and play and start wargaming. I'm going to start off with the Tau. No freaking changes done. Because it's taking forever for their codex information to come out. And with the crisis suit changes, this is going to change the list pretty drastically. And I'm not sure how yet. But unfortunately, they're the only faction. Some factions I kept exactly the same. This one I kept by non-choice. I just, there's nothing to do. Yes, I understand I could do Kroot stuff. The Kroot stuff, in my opinion, is bad. I'm not saying it's not cool. It's just not very good. I do already have some ideas for some combinations in the list I want to do, but I'm waiting on Battlescribe and the Codex. Enough said. One thing that I did notice, I think you could still do with their upcoming changes, is you can still do Far Sight with Shadow Sun. That's dumb. Eldar, the Aeldari. I always forgot that Serpent Scale platforms come with the Storm Guardians. Storm Guardians! Big meme. Why is that? I need to double check why some of these guys have 2 wounds. I need to figure that out. Anywho, fix that. Eldrad, Death Jester. Death Jester is going to have, Fate Messenger upgrade on him. I don't have a Solitaire because I have Death Jester and 2 fat things of Skyweavers. I would be exceeding the point limit if I think the point limit might be for Drukhari only, but I like this anyway. I'll talk Way Leaper, try to keep him safe, and the Illic Night Spear with the Rangers. I don't see this talked about as much as, in my opinion, it should be. Rerolling wounds, and they're getting the additional bonuses to hit. It's precision. These dudes can do, like, it's probably one of the best snipers combinations in 10th edition right now. These dudes can just destroy character in a group, in any kind of unit. So if there is a character that is severely buffing everyone else nearby, or they just are the main issue, this is a reasonable threat. Like, all these damage 2 shots are just going to go into that character. If they don't have a 2-up save, then they're going to go up to their 4-up invul probably anyway. And it's like, oh, it's only strength 4, but yeah, but you're rerolling wounds. And you get plus 1 to hit, and you can do other bonuses as well. A lot of nasty stuff. Close out of this. Yeah. Warp Spiders, because they're funny, and depending on what your opponent has, they can just be an absolute menace with their flicker jump. Whee! Part of me thinks it'd be fun to just run a bunch of Warp Spiders, but they are kind of expensive for what they do. I think it's fairly priced, or they might need a nerf. It's really hard to tell. Skyweavers, I loved them when they were their own faction, and it's one of the things that pisses me off about 10th, is they've gone from 44 playable factions with additional sub-factions to 24, if memory serves. 24, 26. But the Harlequins, nevertheless, if your opponent has vehicles, excellent. If they don't, less good. The AOR cannon's pretty bad then. 5-ups on Terminators. Shoot for the stars, sky, maybe you kill one. Meh. But against vehicles, oh baby. That's a nice knight you have there. It'd be a shame if I did 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 shots, 3-up, like 12 shots going in, 4-ups to auto wound. So 6 shots go through. That's 6 times 3, 18 wounds you're not allowed to save. And then afterwards, yeah, the squishy whatever, but they got good melee with the Zephyr Glyphs. Just roll them into something. And they have other bonuses. And they move 14 with Fly. Amazing. Yeah, the Night Prism, whatever the heck. All the Warwalkers are cool and stuff. Don't care. Fire Prism. because linked shot, and it does at focus lance 6. 6 is the perfect number I like. If I could do one thing better than 6, that'd be more shots at damage 3. Damage 3 is just the pinnacle. It kills a lot of things that are issues. 3 and 2. But 6 is also good because a lot of the mini tanks are get this, 6 wounds. And a lot of the big tanks are, get this, and look right here, 12 wounds. So if you can do 12 damage, that's pretty good to kill tanks. So tanks, if my tanks beat your tanks, then I have tanks and you don't need a neener. That's a good way to think about how when you build lists. Try to hit those magic numbers. Or at least the amount of shots for damage, etc. This is going to be, again, Drukhari, and you'll notice more Skyweavers. However, no Fate Messenger on a Sniper. Instead, you got the Solitaire. It comes out to like 5 points under the limit. Wonderful. Wunderbar. This is with the Sky Splinter Assault. Just to make the most out of these Raiders. It's still shooty faction focus, but with that extra melee output, it's very nice from the Incubi. Oh, good lord. And then, you know, one more thing to have witches in with Lilith, because she can slap as well. Tyranids. I've changed this list a couple times. Right now, because I really don't like the Tyrannifex. Ironically, the Tyrannifex, if you have your anti-tank weapon on it, beats other tanks with anti-tank, because it can be like, ah yes, your 6 to 12 damage shot, it does 0 damage to me now. Take that, nerd. Great. Everything else, I think it's overcosted. The Pyrovores do the same, but for cheaper. And they do it better, in my opinion. I love Pyrovores. Pyrovores, I love you. Yes, 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 yes. 1 down the middle, or all 3 down the sides. I'd say about 2 down the sides. You're going to be, when I say down the sides, I'm saying that in a flanking maneuver. You're going to have them come in from reserves and just liquidate a unit on each side. Even if it doesn't, it's still pretty good damage output. Very good damage output. And something to be goddamn reckoned with. And Overwatch is a thing. Neurothropes with the Zoans, just to get some focus witch fire output, damage output. Otherwise, you don't have any anti-tank really. And that's one thing they struggle with. I love Exocrines, but it's strength 8, baby. You need some strength 12 or so to pierce. I reduced electors because of reserves being weird and the timing, and so it just made me more comfortable just to have 1 for rapid ingress reasons. Neurolictor and a Pyrovore with 1 thing of a Ripper Swarm just to try to get you the secondaries. And I understand people don't like them, but the Norn Emissaries lore is awesome, and if you choose Solitary Purpose for the objective, they're so hard to bring down. If you don't roll like ass, statistically, they are great. Between the T11, the 4-up Invul, the 4-up Feel No Pain, oh, they're just so freaking good. Oh my god. Sorry, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh god. Anywho, just the OC, and then the hit and rerolling as well. They're just so good. I love them. Love them. Moving on. Moving right along. Genestealer Cult. They're gonna steal your genes. With the point changes, there's room for another Ridge Runner. Ridge Runner, and it gave some random garbage enhancement to a Primus that won't really work well. They haven't really changed on how the list works. They're more Necron than Necron in regards to being a zombie faction that revives, because they're just, the battle line will just keep coming back up. Goes on and on and on and on. If your opponent is a fool and targets the neophytes, they don't have anyone leading them, so you really don't have a loss there. If you lose an Acolyte group, then yeah, you're losing the Primus, but you'll still get the Acolyte back. I do have one sketchy play here, something I don't like doing, which is I have this Abominant leading the Aberrants, and he does have Inscrutable Cunning. So he gets Infiltrator ability, so they can just move in and attempt to go into melee round 1. If you can hit your opponent with this one unit round 1, and if you go first, goddamn, reroll charge, it's worth it for the CP if you can get them in. That's gonna be great. And then you can just even throw them in some cover, just to be a menace to your opponent. see. Hecaton Land Fortress. I need some more water. I'm gonna lose my voice. The Luigi's of Votann. Votann. Leagues of Votann. I gave another buff to a call. Still love the Ironhear Hearthguard. And the Warriors. I think the Warriors are cool. Like, this look right here is something I love to see copy pasted more than almost, this is heretical, than Krieg. I just think it's a cool look. Like, they top down look more Space Marine than Space Marines for some reason. I don't know why. I get more of a StarCraft vibe from these dudes as well. I mean, that's just me personally. I do have these guys getting the bonus for the Thunderkin jumping out of the Land Fortress as well. That's good once. The Thunderkin do have the Graviton Blast Cannon, I think, for all three. Yeah. With the extra bonuses they have now, making it a bit easier to throw down grudges. With Grim Demeanor and all that, it's pretty good. They just get overlooked because other armies do a bit better. And if you really think about it, what's unique out of this? Like, a large amount of this army is the same thing over and over because guess what? Hashtag clones. It makes sense. It just, unfortunately, I still feel like revolving door policy isn't as bad as having no turn in the limelight ever. They need their turn in the limelight. They still haven't gotten it from release. That's a lot of other things are problems right now, but the fact that they've never gotten the limelight is very sad. Necrons. Necrons are interesting. They have always been my favorite faction. They are what got me into Warhammer. 10th edition, they were pretty strong. They've gone up and down a lot, but they've remained either above 50 to almost above 60 or more. I didn't even like Hypercrypt. I liked Canoptic. Guess what's stronger now because they nerfed the fuck out of Catan? Canoptic. I took out my single Nightbringer, and guess what I was able to get? Another Plasmancer and more Immortals. Get fucked. So, yeah, you know, you just have Illuminor Xeris here hanging out, buffing all of these Immortal squads. Now, all of their weapons are AP2, and then they have Armor of Contempt basically built in if he's nearby. And they're all getting free rerolls to hit because Canoptic, because the Plazzies, and being in the Power Matrix. I think it's a very strong list. However, when I've been trying to teach other gamers by their request or my own is for casual game, or they want a mentorship, beginner game, I have to point out Necrons, because I'm going to say, look, I'll play one of several different armies. Here's some of the ones I feel like playing or whatever. I can roll for it. But if I get Necrons, or you want me to play Necrons, or if I want to play Necrons, just be aware that they're very strong right now. And it makes me feel bad. It's like, I enjoy only having casual games. I hate having competitive games, but this army is too good right now. It's turning me off from playing. It's really annoying. I want to do more content. One of the videos I'm going to upload, it's like somebody who kind of went BM at the end of a game because they just got destroyed by my Necrons. And so it's like, I don't want to experience that. It's not even fun for me when people act like that, and I don't necessarily blame them much. Orks. This again is with the point changes. And I love the new Orks. Wow! This is so fun. With the Stompa. And this is less Doctor Who-y. Like, all of these dudes in the war bosses, yes, they could fit in the Stompa. The Rhinos before were Space Marines. No. How the Primaris all fit, that's weird. But yeah, all of these knobs with war bosses coming out of the Stompa, just wreaking havoc. And this is, of course, Dread Mob. Make the Stompa a threat within itself. T14, 30 wounds. And, you know, just don't agree to play on a map if you can't fit your Stompa around. Like, people don't want to stand up for themselves. Like, oh, this is official WTC terrain. This is how they do it. Okay, listen here. You are allowed to deploy terrain how you wish with the different terrain setups, etc. In the beginning of the book, it explains this for core. So I will choose to play one where we can do that. And guess what? The map is not going to be perfectly symmetrical, but I'm able to play my model. Or we could play on a map with less goddamn terrain space spammed everywhere. That's a bit more fair for non-melee based infantry armies, because that is majority of what WTC, etc. This is me venting, but it's true. Maps are, and just you'll just notice a lot of Warhammer maps don't adhere to the 25 or even 30 to 35% terrain recommendation. The 9th edition straight up said we recommend 25% terrain. People will go way past that. So if you were playing like Knights or now Orks with Stompa, because this is going to be a reasonable option for Dread Mobs to do this. They can't fit it on a lot of boards. And that's going to be stupid. So, you know, you're not going to argue necessarily for you to have an overwhelming advantage. But if your opponent doesn't have, if you're not given anywhere to put your model down, that's when you can say how, oh, well, if this is an actual game, I'd be able to change the terrain locations and I'd be able to get this to happen. So do that. Because that's some weird gatekeeping, shitty attitude that's hurting the hobby more than helping it. So, Stompa's awesome. It's finally able to be played in a competitive format. Definitely look forward to maybe getting a game in with it, at least one. I just want to see it get, like, have everything thrown at it and it just still be hanging out. Just chilling. And a little mech boy hides behind it, of course, to heal it. Yeah, and that is Xenos. That's it. It's covered. If you like my content, please, again, like, share, subscribe. I know I can't say it enough, but I don't really get much results. I'm a bit of a small timer. So anything people can do really helps. I see there's about, all combined, almost 2,000 people subscribe to my, all my content on, well, 500 to 2,000, to all my Steam content. But I got like 100 on YouTube. So if I can get any more people interested in either way, that'd be awesome. I'm glad to give back to the community. This is a big thing I love to do. I wish they don't do what they're doing with Custodes. There's some other changes I'd like. I much more feel crotchety because it's like, back in my day! At least 9th and older editions had stuff I preferred. But we'll see where 10th continues to go. Take care and game on, gamers. Later.